Well, we can decide. We can decide. Which Pokemon movie is the best. I just wanted to have an overall discussion about them.
Oh, of course. Sure, I have time.
You guys want to go one by one?
Oh, you can just... Cause I haven't seen them all, so I can't...
I haven't seen them all either, but
Just
I've seen the earliest stuff.
Just discuss each movie, from the beginning, the first one to the last. Or
That's what I was thinking of.
Just do that.
Yeah, that works.
Starting with the first one, the Mewtwo movie. What do you think?
I thought it was a very good first movie.
I thought it was acceptable, not actually that good though.
I thought it was great, except for the ending when the tears turned back.
That was the worst part.
I mean, I watched that when I was a kid, so it was kind of like when I first saw that, I was like 6 or 7.
No,
so I'm like,
I was about 6 or 7 when I first saw that, but here's the thing. I didn't like it even when I was a kid. I would actually fast forward through that part to the end.
I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was Jesse and James, just seeing them and their characters change.
Oh yeah, they dressed up as Vikings, didn't they?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was funny.
Something about Minnesota.
I think that was Brock's line. They live in Minnesota or something.
No,
that was Ash. Ash
said that. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they live in Minnesota. Lieutenant Surge is an American.
Yeah.
All that stupid shit.
Oh yeah, okay. But I guess the most common criticism of the movie though is the whole Pokemon should not be fighting and all that kind of crap.
Yeah,
right.
Oh my god, my cat's in here.
Your cat?
Yeah, my cat's in here.
Oh, okay.
I know. She just kind of went on my bed and passed out. I'll throw something at her and see if she's alive. She's pretty old. Hey, wake up. She's awake.
I'm sure your cat's fine.
No, she's 13. And fat.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's old.
Is she lasagna?
What?
Is she lasagna?
It's a Garfield reference.
I didn't hear the first half. No,
it's also a Nekomamushi reference.
It's a what?
It's also a Nekomamushi reference.
Yeah, Garfield. Yeah, he took that from Garfield too, though.
No, but she does sit next to me and then bitch. In the form of meows for food. Power of One was the next movie.
Yes, it was the Lugia.
That movie was good.
I liked it. I actually was reading about it a few weeks ago. Apparently, in the Japanese, it wasn't talking about Ash. It was talking about just an exceptional trainer, and he was backing out because he didn't think he was exceptional. Which, looking back at the Pokemon series, yeah, I would probably agree with you, Ash. You're not that great.
I think it was my favorite at the time because at that time, Lugia was probably my favorite Pokemon.
Lugia still is one of my favorite Pokemon.
He's cool. I think it's a decent movie, and I do like Lugia overall. And it was really cool seeing all the legendary birds fight each other. Yeah.
I also like how Pokemon cards exist in the universe.
Oh yeah, and they never bring that up again.
I know. Lawrence the Third just picked. He's it all started with a Mew card.
No, it started with a Mew card.
It was a Mew card. He had a card.
I thought you said Lugia. Yeah, and he never even got his name mentioned. We only knew that because of the credits.
Yeah. I guess a lot of things. The thing with dubs.
What?
Well, the thing with dubs is that it all boils down to lip flap.
Yeah. But not they could have just had his computer say his name or something I am the AI of Lawrence Gerald the Third, whatever, something like that.
Yeah, but he seemed like the arrogant, pompous kind of guy who wouldn't want his computer referring to him so formally.
He can. His computer is very intelligent. I think it would have just said that automatically, it's part of its programming or whatever.
Or he could have programmed it to call him master, refer to him as master.
I don't think it did actually. I don't know
what I called him.
I don't think it talked to him at all. It just replied to his questions. It was some kind of global search feature for the most part, because that's how it knew where all the birds were at any given time. It even knew when Articuno was changing its directions.
Yeah, the whole connection between the three birds and Lugia was cool too. We never saw that with the three dogs and Polo in the anime ever.
Well, to be fair, that was just the anime. It's episodic. The movie actually had to have some kind of central plot, so this made a little bit more sense than the dogs. Yeah. But yeah, still overall a good movie. I really like that scene in the end, though. Do you guys remember that? They're all flying together, and the water literally becomes some kind of giant cyclone that goes sideways. It actually looks really nice.
I think one of my favorite parts of the movie, or rather listening to the movie, was the whole, it was some kind of music, I think what Slow King played or something?
Music.
Hold on, I'll try to find it.
Did you mean the Lugia song?
Yeah, that one is.
No, that was not Slow King. That was some girl in the movie. Yeah, she liked Ash. That was another thing. It was a really big shipping movie for Ash and Misty. Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I found the third movie extremely tedious.
Which was the third movie? The one with the unknown and Entei, or the...
It's literally Entei and the Spell of the Unknown.
That's what it's called.
I did not like it that much.
I like the fight where Entei battled Charizard, but other than that, it wasn't that great of a movie.
Oh yeah, that's just because everyone knows Charizard is cool.
Yeah, Charizard. Yeah.
I liked it at first, but now looking back at it, I think it's kind of stupid that who was the child, a girl or a boy?
It was a girl. Her name was Molly.
How she was able to beat two former gym leaders without ever battling before.
Well, the thing is that with Pokemon, the illusions were stronger than average Pokemon.
Yeah, they were like invincible illusions.
Like Entei,
like the Unknown were creating. They were fake Pokemon. The Unknown created them, and there was like a little like Phanpy or something. It literally knocked over Brock's Onix, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't actually happen in Pokemon.
It's like the Entei was stronger than the real one too, because
that's it.
Ash's Charizard even at that point was strong enough to contend with the lesser legendary Pokemon.
And
so it got its dick wrecked by Entei, like no contest.
Hold on. I thought it was not until Battle Monster that Ash's Charizard.
Yeah, I mean,
but like this was the part where it was training with the other Charizard, so at least it was stronger than when Ash had it.
And even yet still, like, the concept of levels does exist in the anime.
Not in name, but it's just a general...
They mention it by name once. Just once.
I'm pretty sure that was dub only, though.
Yeah, but still, Pokemon really get stronger by, like, learning moves and stuff, so the only real, like... It's weird. I think that the only difference between the Charizard that fought Entei and the Charizard that fought Articuno is that the Charizard that fought Articuno just had better moves.
Pretty much.
And a type advantage.
And a type advantage is important as well.
Just a small deviation, though. Have you guys seen the death battle between Charizard and Greymon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't watch all of it.
That was awesome. I love that.
Who won? I don't even remember.
Greymon won. It was it started with Agumon fighting Charizard. He couldn't do anything, so he became Greymon and knocked him into the water. And then Charizard Mega evolved to Mega Charizard, and he forced Greymon. It was Red's Charizard.
Most evolutions win.
Yeah,
Most evolutions win.
Yeah. So and then he made Greymon de-Digivolve, but then Agumon became War Greymon and literally sliced him in two. It was quite funny.
What I found stupid was how that little brat of a trainer killed Red.
Oh, he didn't kill Red. He just beat him up. That's how Digimon trainers work. That's how Digimon characters work. They actually fight each other a lot in the series. It's hilarious as fuck, dude. Come on, that's how 10-year-olds are. There was actually an episode like the two are literally wrestling on the ground while their Digimon, they're literally wrestling on the ground while their Digimon are up in the sky fighting, and it's actually really amusing. I love that part. And it just goes. It's like they said in the end credits. Like that's another difference. These Digimon trainers are a lot closer with their partners. It's just that's just the way. That's just the extent that they go. But yeah, moving back to the Pokemon thing.
The next one is Celebi.
Next one was Celebi. I didn't like that movie at all. I think it's the worst. Like the Iron Mask Marauder as a villain.
I love the Iron Mask Marauder.
I think he's wasted on the movie. He could have been.
Everyone loves Dark Tyranitar. Everyone did.
Yeah.
True.
The Dark Ball.
In my opinion, he is wasted on this movie. He should have been in a better movie.
I don't really remember much of the movie, to be honest.
Yeah. Either way, I
just remember him.
The ending was like the part that really fucked me over the most. It's literally like Celebi is dead, but he can be revived if the water is pure, and Suicune can like purify water, so he does it.
Well, yes,
but and then it doesn't work, and then all these like Celebis from different timelines come in and resurrect the dead Celebi, and I'm like, yeah, this is stupid.
Why does it matter if there's more Celebis?
Yeah,
it should matter because it's supposed to be one Celebi traveling throughout time.
Yeah, and they all literally had to come together to save the one. I do think it's weird. It's kind of like that Time Traveler's Wife, the movie and book Paradox. They addressed this briefly, but I do think that the movie, this ending is probably one of the biggest parts. And then there's that whole, the boy in the movie is actually Sammy, aka Samuel Oak, and he sees all these Gen 2 Pokemon, and he's still, he acts in the. Fuck it. It's too complicated. It's too stupid to explain. I'm not gonna bother, but
I only know 150 Pokemon aside from the ones I used to see back in this forest several decades ago.
When they tried to kill me. Yeah, I didn't like, but you know what? I didn't like that movie. But you know what I did? I liked the next movie, Heroes. That was the one with Latios and Latias.
I don't remember much of that one. I remember.
I thought that was one of the best Pokemon movies overall. It's the city. Yeah, like the city is based on Venice, so it's got like water canals for streets.
Yeah.
So that's how they travel, and it looked really good. I think it's like the first one where they started doing research on the places they're designing, and it showed because I thought it would look really good. And the ending was actually had Latios die to save the city, and I'm like, damn, this actually happened.
He became the Soul Dude, right?
Yeah, he did. Like his father before him.
I also like the anime's concept that legendary Pokemon can breed.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it's like they're not immortal.
Yeah, no, but they're just powerful. And
it seems like there's multiples of certain of ones, but there's only one of some of them. Like we've only ever seen one.
The mythical Pokemon only have one of. There's only one of the mythical Pokemon, but
well, actually,
the rest of them. Well, except for Deoxys.
Was there a Black Rayquaza in one of the movies?
In the movies, I don't think there was, but there was the one from Destiny Deoxys, the 7th movie.
No, there was. Yeah, it was in the Hoopa movie.
Okay, that was.
I'm pretty sure it was a.
I think it was okay, it was, and it was Mega Evolved too.
But the thing with you can't really say that about the Hoopa movie because Hoopa literally grabs Pokemon from completely other dimensions and brings them to its location.
Maybe
it's literally a Rayquaza from a different universe. They have the concept in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire too, where those portals that lead to other dimensions where you find legendary Pokemon, those are Hoopa's rings.
There was another concern. In the beginning of one of the movies, you see Team Rocket and Giovanni capture Rayquaza.
Yeah, that's the 9th.
In itself is absolutely
no, that's the 9th movie, and it wasn't Team Rocket. It wasn't the normal team. It was the Hunters from the Legend of Raikou movie. There was the Hunters, Attila and Hun. And it wasn't.
Yeah, they're a part of Team Rocket.
Yeah, I know, but they're not the incompetent idiots like Jesse and James. They're actually, competent for the most part. And it wasn't. It wasn't the only reason they couldn't capture Raikou was because the trainers interfered. And there was the scientist guy who was working with them. He actually has these ways to capture legendary Pokemon. They only escaped Raikou. They lost Raikou because of the trainer intervention. But if nobody was there to save Rayquaza, it's understandable that they would have taken him in.
Yeah, Raikou and Rayquaza though.
Okay, you're right about that. But even then, it depends on how much effort you put into it. I mean, if he went to the extent of preparing this much for a Raikou and it would have succeeded if not for outside intervention, I think he would have put in a little bit more effort for capturing Rayquaza. And if I recall correctly, Rayquaza is in the 11th movie, which means he escaped.
All right, yeah, he did escape, but the thing is, Rayquaza is always up in the upper at the ozone layer. How would they even get up there?
Team Rocket has spaceships. Team Rocket has spaceships as well.
And it does descend for what was the 9th movie again?
That was the Manaphy movie. But speaking of that, we skipped a couple movies.
Jirachi.
Yeah, Jirachi. It was.
I liked it.
I was okay. I did not care for it too much. It's just an okay movie to me.
I liked the story. I thought the ultra powerful Groudon was a bit much.
It was a little over the top, yeah. I don't know. I just didn't think that what's his face, the villain, he changes because of love. I mean, I've seen that shit before. I don't really care about it.
Wrath, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I have no opinion on it. I thought it was just. I thought it was overly and unnecessarily complicated for just. It's just dumb. Like, what are the odds of all this happening on the fucking 1,000th year of Jirachi's sleep when it wakes up? I don't.
To be fair, though, it's Pokemon and it's a movie. It's fiction. You got to have some element of coincidence, otherwise you don't have a story.
Yeah, I know, but like, I feel like that's too much coincidence for me. I mean, it's one thing where they accidentally happen upon the city, where skipping a bunch of movies ahead, where Keldeo happens to be battling Kyurem, or they happen upon the city where Darkrai is and all that shit. Okay, yeah, that's
to be fair, I think in the Keldeo case, he ran away from that city to another city, and then they went back to the other city to fight Kyurem.
Keldeo's bitch.
Yeah,
that's even better then.
So forgetting about the Jirachi movie, which we're not.
The next
Deoxys. I like.
One of my personal favorites.
Deoxys is a very good movie. I love the.
I like the concept of the city.
The city was the best part.
Yes.
This crazy technology everywhere. It's like you want that kind of, and it's not even outrageous. They went to Vancouver to.
Someone is from that city in the actual show. Someone is from that city. I don't remember who it is.
The green-haired guy, Drew.
Drew, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the coordinator dude.
One of the best things about this movie was not only did it introduce my favorite Pokemon ever, Rayquaza, but it also had Deoxys and one of my personal favorites, Metagross. I think that's the first time Metagross has been seen in the anime.
Maybe.
I think it had one of the best opening scenes of any movie. Of any Pokemon movie to date.
Yeah.
What was the opening scene again? I actually don't remember.
Where they're in the Arctic and they get the crystal.
Yeah, right.
And then Rayquaza literally jumps out of the lake and then hyper beams it and destroys it. And then it goes into hibernation.
I remember now. I forgot about. Yeah, I love that part. That was cool. And he battles the Deoxys too. Great.
It was awesome.
Very good. The next movie is the Lucario movie. What did you guys think about that?
That one was also great.
I think the anime needs to stop copying out and just put Ho in a fucking movie.
I can agree with that, but I think it's my favorite movie actually of Pokemon.
It's one of my favorites. I like the Reggie spoofs in particular.
Yeah, the Reggies were good, and
I think it's the one they consistently fall back on the most in the main canon, like with Ash and his aura stuff. True. Like that's the one they usually go back to. This is the thing that started the entire aura concept for the anime.
I would say it's the first movie that had a Gen 4 Pokemon, but Destiny Deoxys had Munchlax in it, didn't it? And that's where May got it.
I do not.
So I remember Munchlax going around the city eating trash and shit, messing around with machines, and then May gets it.
Yeah, Munchlax was in the movie, but like May didn't catch it.
That's not hers.
At that point, that was a different Munchlax. She caught a different Munchlax.
That was like the first Gen 4 Pokemon we've seen. This was like almost
it was the first Gen 4 Pokemon.
But going back to
they do that. They just like that. They used to do that. They just tease Gen 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in the Generation 3 Mystery Dungeon games, you could actually get statues of certain Gen 4 Pokemon. Like there was a Bonsly statue. The highest rank you could attain in the game was the Lucario rank.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Lucario statue. There was a Munchlax statue. I'm pretty sure there was a Mime Jr. statue as well. Basically, the baby Pokemon and Lucario there were statues of.
Okay.
And let's not forget Mime Jr. also existed in the anime.
Lucario was one of the best parts of this movie.
He's one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon overall.
True. But you know what I liked about him was, like, as far as character goes, you know how he thought his master had betrayed him, so he started hating all humans, and he was talking shit to Ash about how Pikachu decided to leave him because it was tired of him and all that stuff. I thought that was pretty amusing.
I think we're always forgetting what Team Rocket does in these movies.
Team Rocket was not even a factor in this particular movie. Literally,
they were.
Not that much. All they did was follow along, and then everybody got eaten by the red blood cells or something. And then then Mew like reversed the effects or something. Yeah.
Needs to stop copying out and just put Ho in a movie, but that's never gonna happen. Well, no, Ho has not had any central role in a movie at all.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Ho-Oh.
It's the it's the only legendary to not have like Ho-Oh and Meloetta at least had a short. Regigigas was in a movie. Ho-Oh is the only legendary Pokemon to never actually directly appear in a movie with any sort of actual.
Well, there's Groudon. There's Groudon unless you count the
And Kyogre.
thing. No, Kyogre was in the.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that one.
Primal Groudon appeared in the Hoopa movie.
Oh, forgot about that. I haven't watched the Hoopa movie.
Yeah. Me neither, but I do know the Pokemon that appeared in it.
Okay.
Ho-Oh is still the only legendary
Raikou.
with the Volcanion movie coming out, in the Volcanion and Zygarde movie coming out this summer.
Okay.
Ho-Oh does remain to date the only legendary Pokemon to not have any sort of appear directly in or have any sort of pivotal plot involvement.
Damn.
Wait, what movie was Raikou
Yeah.
in?
Raikou was in the 13th movie, I think.
Zoroark movie. Yeah, the
As
Zoroark
Elf,
one.
Mesprit, and as Uxie.
No,
They.
I don't think
Were
they.
they?
I've not seen anything about them being in the movie.
I know
they
they
were-
at least appeared in
The
opening
anime.
credits.
They opened. They appeared in the anime as well for like a small arc. But
If you count credits, you can't say
Yeah.
Ho-Ho's separate.
yeah,
Yeah, but Ho still itself hasn't like directly appeared in.
but
movies.
not like it's appeared in the backgrounds. I think, right?
Fione was in one, I think.
Well, to be
Fione
fair,
isn't even technically a legendary
yeah,
Pokemon.
it's a breed. You can
It's
just breed that
even
easily.
even among like the fan community in context of the games, it's only listed as being a mythical Pokemon because it's the offspring of Manaphy. But
And then,
in actuality, it's not considered one.
Speaking of Manaphy, though, that's the next movie.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
Tornadus, Thunders, and Landers were not in movies either.
Okay, I suppose I should amend my statement then. Ho is the only one that hasn't like, as far as like between anime and movies go, has not directly appeared or had some sort of
Significant.
direct
role.
involvement in any plots. Yeah, any sort of significant plot involvement
Yeah. Okay.
to date.
That's
Only
fair.
one.
But so to move on to the 9th movie, Wrath, because I already
Yes.
know. I know Pete loves it. What about you, Wrath?
I don't know. I got bored of it. Like when the first time I watched it, I thought it was too long. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I thought it was ridiculously long.
It was the longest movie, I think.
I think it is.
Like, it was 2.5 hours pushing 3. But I like
I like it
the
too.
concept of Phantom.
Phantom, Phantom was a fair villain.
To this
my,
date,
my biggest problem.
Kyogre is the scariest legendary Pokemon, and it still scares me when I see it. Like the first time
Why?
I saw that Kyogre had a fucking mouth filled with rows of sharp teeth, I'm like, this bitch is scary. Like Kyogre is okay. If you were to run into any fucking legendary Pokemon, and you were just out of all of them, okay, like which is scarier? Just like walking
Well, like
around
Giratina.
and like
No, but
in the
simultaneously,
distance.
though, it's a Kyogre. It's a sea monster in that sense. So that is a
Yeah, you're just swimming
Yeah.
in the ocean, and then and then Kyogre just swims right next to you. You're gonna fucking shit
Yeah.
your pants.
exactly.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
what are the odds of a Giratina coming up to you? Or you'll probably see it lives in a world full of antimatter. It never ever actually leaves that world unless there's a problem.
Exactly. And like
So you will never run into a Giratina. ever.
You're fine.
That's what Cyrus
But, like,
thought.
okay.
Got wrong.
Well, that's because he created that's because
Cyrus
in the
tried
game,
to go around
Cyrus,
and fuck everybody up, though. I think he was asking for it.
yeah, what happened is the Spear Pillar is he
I think this happened in the
thing
in the
is
manga
that
too, didn't it?
it happened in the movies as well. A conflict between between Palkia and Dialga created problems in the distortion world,
Right.
and then Giratina exited the distortion world to fix it and seek revenge on the people that caused the issue. Cyrus tried to upset the balance of the universe, literally, and then Giratina got pissed off and exited and pulled him into it. And something similar happened when it sought revenge on Dialga in its movie.
Something like
I think
that.
Nintendo tripped up on itself, or Game Freak tripped up on itself in terms of Gen 4, because there's no villain who's going to be as big a threat as Cyrus, because you can't get any more villainous than destroying the entire universe than Amazing.
Cyrus was a poor excuse of a megalomaniac, honestly. He was pretty pathetic, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't remember this because I didn't play the games. I only saw him in the manga, and I think in the manga he was fine.
Yeah, he was more developed.
He's pathetic. He had no friends as a child, played by himself, liked robots, and then he all of a sudden decided to grow up and that he didn't like the world anymore and he wanted to create his own world and become a king. That's really stupid. There's actually no in-game basis. You get a picture, you get like some sort of image of him as a child, and then you have him as an adult. And don't even get me started on the fact that the dude looks 40 and he's 27, please. But like you don't get anything from that. You can't have someone as you can't like
the manga
paint someone
actually
as a
demonstrates a
child.
lot more about his like relationships with Pokemon and stuff.
Platinum does a good job. You run into them more,
Yeah.
and they characterize him better. Archie and Maxie is.
I would say the Aras versions of them are like my favorite bosses.
Yeah, because there's more space on a Nintendo. Like those games run like 2 gigabytes. That's how much space is on those games. They run 2 gigabytes of space.
It really got
the
fleshed
amount
out.
of file, the amount of file space that one could put on a 3DS cartridge and what one could put on a Game Boy Advance cartridge with like the hardware limitations and stuff is astronomical. What they did with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald with the amount of space they had was great, but they have more space and the freedom to do better graphics and more interesting things with a 3DS game, so naturally they're going to be more fleshed out. Also, they've had a very long time to, sort of work out the kinks.
All right.
Next movie was Darkrai.
Oh yes. After Rayquaza, I would say Darkrai is either my second or third favorite legendary, if contending with Giratina.
Okay, that's fair. What was it called? I don't remember the name.
The
of
Rise
it.
of Darkrai.
No, not the name of them. Was the name of there was like some song they were playing to stop the fighting. I don't remember what it was called, but that was they just took that straight out of the second movie.
Oh, the Song of Lugia? Oh no.
No, there was a song of
The
Lugia.
concept.
The idea. Like the song of the
with the bell tower.
something like that. They used the bell tower speakers to like modify the sound or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember the exact details, but that was the only thing I didn't really like about it. Otherwise, it was okay. It was an acceptable enough movie.
Whole dimension is like the space they were in. Like, well, who made the space that covered the entire town? Palkia or Darkrai? I don't remember. It was
I think it was probably Palkia because he's the space Pokemon. Then again, how powerful is Darkrai if he's able to fight these two?
He is a mythical Pokemon.
Technically,
But
I would
to-
say Olga and Palkia, aside from Arceus, logically are the strongest Pokemon.
They should be, and Giratina.
Yeah.
Well, I
Logic.
think the big thing is that Darkrai itself rules over. I know it's not really like comparable in a way, but Darkrai does rule over its own sort of like dimension. I mean, it's a Pokemon that rules over like dreams and fantasies. It gives people nightmares and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think when it comes down to they may rule time and space, but they each have their own separate dimensions that they can travel to. I guess that's where their Pokemon. I guess that's where their ideas come from. Like Dialga can travel through time, and probably in a much better way than Celebi. And
Yeah, he's the one who rules time.
Space.
Celebi is just a time travel Pokemon.
So
I think that's
I think it's
mentioned on Bulbapedia somewhere.
it's also in the Mystery Dungeon games, the Generation 4 Mystery Dungeon games.
Actually, I've never played
Where-
Mystery Dungeon.
The main characters go to the future,
Okay.
and when they try to go back in time,
Primal Dialga.
Celebi tries to go back in time, and Dialga cancels out Celebi's time travel powers with its roar of time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, do you
Explorers of Sky was one of my favorite Pokemon. So,
guys want to hear a Pokemon fanfiction theory I had? An idea I had?
Sure.
So this was a long time ago. It probably sounds stupid now, but this was like 2010, just after I started writing some fan fiction. The idea was that Celebi would be corrupted or somehow, by seeing humanity, and would bring its future selves and past selves into the present day timeline to rid the humans before they could go bad or whatever. And the idea was that this would be in the anime universe, so Ash would have to go to Spear Pillar and awaken Dialga to stop him, because Dialga is the one who rules over time and would therefore be the one who could stop him.
That's so cool.
I don't know. It sounded like in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, why did I have that idea?
I mean, I don't think Celebi's the type of Pokemon to do that. I mean,
No,
like,
it's like
he
that,
did
no, but
reverse.
that's kind of what I'm saying, Fleet. This seems a little bit too out of character for Celebi because Celebi is
It's
such
just something
like the idea was that Celebi has seen all of humanity's like trouble and therefore it's going to just go crazy. But it's like that's not what Celebi would do. That's something like a bad Pokemon would do.
the concept of the movie would be fine if you took Celebi out of it and just gave Dialga that role. Because Dialga, I could see doing it.
Yeah, but simultaneously, who can stop Dialga except Arceus?
Giratina.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was also
no.
in the Explorers of Sky game.
Sky Game? What?
Yeah, Explorers of the Sky.
Profile.
It was in the it came with special episodes to sort of like supplement the material in game.
Okay.
In it, after the events of the game, when all the Pokemon return to their own time periods, Dusknoir and Grovyle, who are from the future, go back to the future. The future has been changed, and before the future completely disappears, they're hunted by Primal Dialga, and after they fight him, the future begins to crumble away. But Arceus itself creates it stops the destruction of that and just keeps that future as its own separate dimension. It basically establishes a completely separate timeline all by itself,
Right.
which I thought was pretty cool. Arceus doesn't appear in the game personally; it appears as a statue, but
Right.
it's
But
neat.
but otherwise, like, let me get this straight though. In my theory, like, Arceus, sorry, not Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, they're all on more or less the same level, right?
Yeah,
Well,
time, space, and antimatter, all integral parts of the universe.
Right.
Yeah,
So I
they
would say,
all-
like,
they all-
as far as Pokemon go, they're more or less on the same level, right?
yeah, they all have the same. I think they all have the same base stats. They're all just distributed differently.
Yeah, and just like lore-wise, they're a little bit different. But yeah, that's why I would, like, I like what Fleet said about using Dialga for that idea. But yeah, you would have to go pretty far to bring Arceus to stop him.
Considering the movie canon confirmed that Arceus was like asleep for a very long time.
That's also what I found really funny. This Arceus is so powerful he can create the entire universe, but a meteorite can put him in such danger. Yeah.
Giratina and the Sky Warrior is next, right?
Yes, it was. No, I don't like
I
it.
was fine with it.
I thought Zero was just a really
I
terrible.
thought the villain was a
villain.
piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. I don't like him at all.
I thought the plot of the movie was
morally-
It's
I
really
will
weak. It's
give
like
these movies credit.
It's really weak.
It's a timeline.
Yeah. What?
I give the movies credit because they all build off of each other. But the first one, the Darkrai movie, was probably the best.
Yeah,
and
that
then this
one was that part. Yeah, the Diamond Pearl trilogy, you could call them, I guess. Yeah, they do that. That part is good, but it's just like, the guy is just basically some kind of like half-assed scientist. This is kind of just dumb, in my opinion.
I thought it was a really forced way
It
to
was.
sort of kind of bring all the members of that trio together for the Arceus movie, which was it's in itself bad too.
You know what? I actually don't even remember most of it because I think I might have just stopped it after like 20 minutes. Because I do remember
You thought
what?
the time travel in Celebi was bad, and you get to the time travel in this, and lo and behold, it's bad too.
And look at this. He
That's
took
not-
all this. I don't know what they used, but they used some chemical to basically defeat and trap God.
in the
That's
movie.
basically the move. That's basically Arceus and the Jewel of Life.
They use this
The
weird
Arceus-
substance to
Arceus-
trap
oh,
God.
Well, actually, the whole movie was a complete paradox. Dialga sent Ash and them back in time to stop something, which in and of itself would have rendered the need for them to go back in time non-existent. So, in reality, they would have destroyed the universe. They would have caused a complete reality collapse if they actually followed, the laws of the conceived laws of space-time. But they don't do that, so it's okay.
And the last movie of Sinnoh was Zoroark. Master Illusion.
Zoroark with the 3 legendary dogs.
I liked it. Oh yeah, Reiki wasn't.
Yes, it took him a long time, but he did get a part in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It took him 4 generations.
Good.
Which one? Wait, Raikou?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Dude, I can't remember that much about it. But
Was
it
there
a
any?
great movie.
I actually don't remember much about it either. I don't even think I saw it. I think I might have just read the plot on Wikipedia or something. But did they ever actually specify a reason why it was the legendary dogs who were in the movie?
No, they're just kind of there. They're like protectors of that town, I think. They worship them as deity.
They worship legendary Pokemon from Johto?
Apparently, well, they're completely different legendary Pokemon, but yeah. They're like not the same ones from Johto, obviously, because one is shiny.
Yeah, they're all shiny, right?
But
the
they're not the one. Yeah, but those specific legendary Pokemon are ones that at least Entei is one to.
I thought they were
confirm
indigenous.
that it does.
They were indigenous to Johto, right?
I don't know.
That's-
I'm not really sure.
You
They
see
contradict themselves a lot.
Yeah.
You see a
At
lot
least
of
in the
Pokemon
game.
outside the regions they're supposed to be in.
Yeah, but like in the games, when you run into a legendary Pokemon, like in Pokemon Platinum, when all 3 legendary birds are roaming around, Professor Oak specifically says something must have happened in Kanto because they
left, basically.
They left, which Platinum happens concurrently with Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Right.
And they are in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So the game assumes obviously that the Pokemon have never been caught for the purposes of continuity.
Yeah.
So like you can catch the 3 birds in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but like all the stuff going on with like Team Rocket and whatever, like Team Rocket was also trying to be revived in Kanto post game. They sort of expanded on that. It only stands to reason that because Johto and Kanto are connected, it only would have stands to reason that they actually would have left to come, and it just happened that they had to come to Sinnoh.
Yeah.
So like they kind of understand that.
That makes sense.
And like I don't know if you knew this, but the Pokemon Ranger games actually do fall into the main Pokemon timeline.
I did not know that.
It's stated that in the first Pokemon Ranger game, when you have to capture Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, it's said that all 3 of those Pokemon following obviously Rayquaza,
right?
Like they left to I don't remember the name of that region. I think it's the Fiore region.
Ore?
Yeah,
fuck.
It's called Ore, right?
No. Ore was XD Gale Darkness. Fiore was the first Pokemon Ranger game. The second Pokemon Ranger game was Almia, and the third was Oblivion.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually left that region to recover. They all did, all 3 of them.
Cool. I think the legendary birds also appeared in the second Ranger game, didn't they?
No.
I know.
They appeared in the 3rd one.
Which
Dark.
who are the protagonists? Because I remember reading something about this.
I never played the 3rd one.
Huh. Okay. Because I do remember there was something about the legendary birds and Ho-Oh in one of the Ranger games.
You can catch Lugia and the 3 birds and Pokemon Ranger Guardian signs. You can catch the 3 Reggies and Regigigas. And
dude, Regigigas is a fucking pain in the ass to catch.
What are you talking about? I would, after I completely finished that game, I would get bored and go capture all the Reggies and then just go catch Regigigas again.
First,
that's how bored I would get.
I retain that the second Ranger game was the best.
It was a significant improvement upon the first one, which you didn't gain a friggin' Ranger rank after every mission. It actually put some sort of realism into what you're doing because you're a kid with a job. So you start off going to school, and then you don't even start off as a Ranger rank. You actually have to earn your Ranger rank 1.
Damn.
Which is
fantastic.
So they did a better job of trying to put you into the game. Like, okay, you have to learn how to do this. And it's not just it's like in the first game you send a letter to Spencer expressing your desire to become a Ranger, and I guess I don't know, maybe you just wrote that letter very, very well, because he, over the heads of everyone in command, decides that yes, you can become a Ranger. I don't know how that works, but that happened.
Blackmail.
But in the second game,
doesn't sound too terrible.
The second game was
But the second game, it's like, oh, I want to be a Pokemon Ranger. I've got to go to school because this is where you learn to be a Pokemon Ranger. You don't send in a wish letter to Santa and then get what you want for Christmas early. You just go to school, you learn how to do it, and you start off as Ranger rank 0. Like, literally, you start off as a piece of trash, and then you don't even gain ranks after every mission. You have to, like, earn, like, you have to go through several missions to gain a rank.
And eventually you become
And you
one of
don't
the
even
S-ranks.
become Ranger... Yeah, you don't even become Ranger rank 10 until after you beat the game, I don't think. I think you become Ranger rank 10 after you catch Darkrai.
Yeah, Darkrai's the end of the or the end of the game. The whole like whole story and everything about his goals was.
There's an extreme amount of lore in that game. It is extremely, extremely wordy. And
it even
very
played
good.
on an existing crisis in the real world, i.e., oil,
Mhm.
and how it's being depleted.
Right.
I would definitely play the third game if it wasn't, like... I don't know. I just know that it's not going to be as good as the second one, and I know there are even better games that I want to play, so I'm not going to waste my time with something that I may or may not enjoy. And detract from what I'd rather be doing.
And it goes back to giving you only one partner Pokemon instead of being able to switch between all the types.
Yeah, that was an amazing feature. You could have a Pokemon for every single type that existed at that time. A partner.
I always used Shieldon.
Who did I use? I used Gibble quite a bit. I also used Cranidos. Cranidos is one of my favorites.
I think Steel was the best because it would make them pause, and then they couldn't use any moves while they're paused.
I also
Just
like
make
using
them tell
Turtwig because grass gets them caught and stuff.
Okay, I have no
Anyway,
idea
we
about any of this.
deviated so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next movie was number 14. That was the first movie in Deontay, right? No, fuck. What was the first
it was
Black
Victini.
Victini, yes.
I have not seen.
I completely forgot that generation. Yeah,
I need
Victini
to watch
movies.
Really good.
Which I didn't watch.
I haven't watched them either. I actually mentioned this. I was going to watch both of them, and then you were like, yeah, you don't have to watch both of them. They're practically the same.
They switch out a Golurk for a High Dragon, and then they just swap the roles of Reshiram and Zekrom, and that's about it.
Damn.
I need to watch. That's the only movie I haven't watched. I think.
Next movie was Kyurem, right?
And
Yeah.
The Bitch of Justice.
Yeah, I hated that movie. That was a really terrible movie.
I heard it was so terrible that I didn't even bother watching it.
It's pretty terrible, yeah. You know what's funny is, what's his name? Keldio was voiced by Vic Mignogna.
Really? They used such a good guy for such a whiny bitch?
I know, right?
Come on, they could have at least, I don't know, Keldeo looks like he'd be voiced by a girl. It's such a whiny asshole anyway.
I actually don't think Vic Mignogna did a bad job in the role. But yeah, you're right. He was a really whiny little bitch. It's not that it's not understandable, but damn, this is a very stupid Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon you think they should have gone to the studio of My Little Pony and get a voice actor from.
It's funny because he's not even wrong. But yeah, the movie was very.
The last one of Unova.
No, there was the Diantha movie.
No, Diantha was
Genesect.
Genesect.
Oh, right.
Genesect
I saw.
My biggest problem with that was the Mewtwo. The fact that it had a female Mewtwo who could Mega Evolve, and
where'd they even find the materials to create another Mewtwo?
That's one thing. It's like, and how did this escape everybody's notice?
I think if anyone could have done it aside from Team Rocket, Colress, of all people, would have been able to do this. If they explained how this.
Well, actually, Colress did appear in the Unova region. He did go to not Unova, Kalos. He did go to Kalos.
Okay, but what did he do?
I know, but that explains why there might be a Mewtwo in Kalos because there's one in X and Y. But I don't understand why there'd be one in Unova. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Aside from that plot hole, it was great from what I saw.
It was pretty alright. There was actually the scene near the end I actually think was really cool where Mewtwo literally grabs like the red Genesect and literally takes him up into the atmosphere and makes him look down at the planet. And then and then he just pile drives him back into the ground. Like,
Can I please confirm that Genesect are mutated or like altered Kabutops already, please? Please.
You know,
you're gonna have to
that
ask
would've
the admins of Bulbapedia.
Yes.
I just wish they would confirm that.
I can see where you're coming from.
It's got the same body shape and everything.
And even that little hunch over feature, right?
Yes. Its hands are the same too, just obviously without the sides.
And probably the thing that Genesect carries on its back, it looks like Kabutops' shell, but redesigned.
What are you doing? You doing homework or you playing around?
Yeah, that. I think in the Pokedex entries they stated that was actually obvious after it was altered that was put on its back after.
Was it?
Yes, it was altered and then fitted with a cannon.
Actually, I didn't realize that part. I didn't read that either. So, okay, well, it still fits though, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It sort of naturally just kind of falls in there.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, otherwise an acceptable movie. I think I was reading a lot of comments when I watched it way back when. It's like everybody really loved the Feraligatr who was in the movie.
Everyone knows Feraligatr in general.
I don't know.
I'm a Typhlosion.
Me too, Fleet. But Feraligatr is okay.
Typhlosion as well, but everyone knows Feraligatr's still a cool Pokemon. I mean,
yeah, okay, I do. He's a big alligator.
Teach him Dragon Dance and it's a monster.
Yeah, teach him Dragon Dance and he wrecks dick. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, not teach it to him, read it on him, because of Totodile's and the Dragon Egg, but that's not important.
So,
I've not seen any X and Nightmares.
I saw the Deontay movie a few months ago. It was fair. I thought it was a little bit too childish, though. Like, it's kind of partially the design and the fact that Deontay is basically this princess of a giant clan of Pokemon, all of whom basically look like chestnuts.
I forgot. Deontay is the only Pokemon confirmed to be a complete mutation instead of an evolution.
Mutated
Deontay mutated from Carbinx.
Carbinx?
Yeah, Carbinx.
Huh.
It is the only Pokemon mutation confirmed to exist. Like, it just completely mutated. It's like the only Pokemon that actually really evolved. And not, like, metamorphosed into something else. It's an actual, like, evolution from, like, real-world definitions.
Interesting. Yeah, so otherwise the movie was okay. I actually, it just seemed a little bit random to me how, like, they made what's-his-face. Which one is the flying Pokemon, Xerneas or Yetvel?
Yveltal.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't fucking pronounce it either.
X's make the Z sound.
Yeah, so Mr. Y is what I'm going to be referring to him as. Mr. Y is the bad guy. So Mr. Y is the bad guy, and Mr. X is basically the good guy of the movie. And all they literally do is go around shooting shit. That's basically their only role in the movie.
That is?
It pretty much is. Like, they don't do much else. Like, they talk as well a little bit. At least I think Mr. X does, but yeah, that's about it. They're just there for show, really.
I want my Zygarde.
And I think the last one was the Hoopa movie, but I haven't seen it.
All I know is that was I haven't seen it either, but you can tell from looking at the commercials, the PVs and the reviews and the images and all that stuff, that it was basically made to pander to people.
Yeah.
Like, it's a clusterfuck of legendary Pokemon because it's
a giant battle royale of all the legendary
It is,
Pokemon.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is. No, it's definitely the kind of Pokemon movie we've been wanting to see for a long time. All these legendary Pokemon just going all out at each other.
It's Primal Groudon, Primal Predator, show him in a movie. Show Mega Rayquaza. Show Mega Rayquaza wrecking half the other legendaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is the movies probably omitted their abilities because having Delta Stream, Desolate Land, not Desolate Land. Is it Desolate Land? Yeah, it is.
I would hope that Rayquaza cancels it out.
Yeah, it kind of does, but I don't think they could have a movie where it's just nonstop Gale Force winds and almost every single fucking Pokemon flies.
But that would be cool too.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool too. Having a battle where there's like tornadoes and shit. Like, oh, I think that'd
He
be
actually
cool.
did use Twister on all of them, and there was this huge.
But I think
tornado.
what Wrath meant was like the twisters would be literally everywhere in the arena, and even like the human characters would be affected by it.
Yeah, they can't. And the whole point of Pokemon movies is that they manage to avoid human harm.
Yeah, like the natural disasters don't actually hurt anybody.
Except when Ash got turned to stone.
That wasn't that wasn't a
Yeah,
natural
that wasn't a natural
disaster.
disaster. That was just him being a pig-headed ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it! Running into the crossfire will definitely solve everything.
And you know what? He does that in almost every movie. In the first movie, he did that. He did in the second movie, the third movie, the fourth movie, and the fifth movie. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he did it afterwards, but damn, dude.
They want Ash to look like a hero, despite some of us who grew up with the Pokemon anime see him as a piece of shit and needs to be replaced.
Exactly. But no, like I think the kids of the young kids who watch it actually don't think about it like that. They probably do think he's a good guy, like a good character.
They get older.
Yeah, no, it's like wait till they're our age.
We need a madhouse to work on Pokemon Adventures.
I would love it if they did that, but man, I think that's a little bit. Well, no, considering that they did
kind
it.
of too gruesome
But
for
no.
a Pokemon. I think that would just like as far as Pokemon goes. I think
Yeah.
that would.
What?
I think that would kind of like.
Like, what's gruesome?
What's crossing
know.
the line aside from the art?
I'm kind of like as far as like what Pokemon has been portrayed to be for the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
I think them doing that would
Wait, adapting
like
Pokemon Adventures.
Yeah, I think it would kind of like undermine
Move it.
everything they've.
Move it. Then move
set
it.
up.
Move it to Netflix.
The current anime undermines the manga. The original vision of the guy who made the series up.
You're not wrong about that, but simultaneously, the anime is just a marketing scheme for the games, really.
Mm-hmm.
But no, move it. Let some good studio make it, adapt Pokemon Adventures, and then move it to Netflix or something.
You know, there's a lot of anime on Netflix.
Yeah, there is, and they're even making their own original anime too.
I'm gonna go see what they have.
Yeah.
They have Naruto, The Seven Deadly Sins, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, Death Note.
I think they have one. I think they made one too called Knights of Sidonia.
Oh, they have Veroni. They just added Veroni Kenshin.
Cool.
That
They
is
have
one I
Attack
still
on
need to
Titan, Full Metal Alchemist
I still
Brotherhood.
need to watch that one.
Heat
It is-
100.
how
Oh,
good is
they
it?
have all the Fates. They have Fate. They have Fate Zero and Fate Staying on Unlimited Blade Works too.
You know, it's Netflix is coming to India, but it's going to be really overpriced. How much do you guys pay for it each month?
I pay $10 a month
Seven.
for. I pay $10 a month for. You have to pay the extra money for the HD. I
Okay,
paid
but-
for the HD.
So you pay $10 for HD.
hmm And 2 screens simultaneous viewing.
Let me just convert the one up.
$7 for the basic.
Basic here is going to be, in terms of American dollars, 12.
That's not too bad. That's $12 I think is the monthly price you pay for the deluxe package, which is HD and then 4 simultaneous screens.
Mhm.
Views. Yeah, they have.
Simultaneously, though, I think a lot of content is still going to be region locked.
I almost want to watch Fate Zero a second time.
I
I just
I cannot
finished it.
blame you. It's very good.
That's good.
Fleet, you
I've
should
watched.
watch it, Fleet.
I should.
You should watch it.
If I
Yeah,
have the
watch
time.
it.
If I can find the time. I'm currently working on something for creative writing, and then later biology. So
Okay.
Oh, I gotta write a short story for fiction writing, and I have to finish another short story. Fuck. Basically, this semester, all I'm doing is writing.
You guys will get over it when you guys have your own full-time jobs.
I mean, I do full-time jobs in the summer, so no matter what.
I've been at my first. This is my first job,
not
by the
that this
way,
time.
and I've been at this job for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, better than those few weeks I worked for that toilet company.
What?
that must have sucked.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Actually, you know what's funny about that is it actually did literally suck. Like,
What did you
that-
do with this toilet company?
I
I thought you
cleaned
were
portable toilets.
You cleaned
Nah,
portable toilets?
Yes.
Dear
yes.
Lord.
No, actually, it wasn't that bad. I didn't, like, stick my hand in there with gloves on and
I would
stuff.
hope not.
No, what you do is, I'm going to try to make this as the least, like, as minimal graphic as possible, but you just, there's a truck, you drive it around, and there's a hose, and there's a septic tank built onto it, and then you just stick the hose in the unit, and you suck out the contents of the portable toilet, and then what you do is you refill the bowl with, there's also a water tank on the truck. You refill it with water, and then, you know, that stupid-ass blue chemical shit?
Yeah.
You squirt that in there, and then what you do is you just sweep the unit, maybe rinse it out if it's really dirty really quick, and then you just take your hand and, you know, with one hand, just pull the 250-pound gigantic piece of plastic forward and get all the excess water out, and then make sure there's toilet paper and go on with your day. The even less gross version is when they bring them back to the yard to clean them, in which case you actually just scrub them with soap and water and then hose them off with a big long-handled brush.
I would never do that job.
I made $600 a week.
That's very acceptable.
I mean,
I'm still not convinced.
Oh, but I was working outside the hot fucking sun, sweating balls all day with almost no breaks, no water, and no food.
sign me up. I'll do it. I'll get a new laptop by the end of the month.
Dude, you can get a new laptop in like a day.
Yeah, you get a new. Yeah, after 2 weeks.
After
After 2 weeks, you'll have a new laptop.
You can get like an Alienware with that kind of cash really easily.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's before taxes. I think after taxes, I was left with like almost $500.
Wait, how did they pay you exactly? Did they pay you with the paychecks or was it direct deposits?
I got direct deposits.
Nice. That's how I get paid.
Every Tuesday morning at 5 a.m., I would wake up and I'd have money. Fucking good.
That's the best
and then
part.
I quit because I started to become sick from malnutrition.
Huh.
So then I got a job for the exact same wage at a shoe store. But then...
What? Really? You got $600 a week at a shoe store?
Well, no, like, it was the same hourly wage, but I didn't have overtime. That was the thing, is I was working like 60 hours a week.
Okay.
I was getting up at 5 in the morning and then getting to work at like 6:30, and then I wasn't coming home until fucking, I wasn't leaving work until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And then it's an hour drive to work and an hour drive home. It was a very rough time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
You could be on a crowded train going to.
Yeah, I'd rather be on a fucking crowded train
Fleet,
than
what
work fucking 12 hours outside.
Fleet,
in the
you want to
fucking
say
sun all
that?
day.
You want to say that again, Fleet?
Don't you take the train to and from work?
Yeah.
A crowded train?
It's not that crowded. I take the first class pass.
Okay, so let me
Okay,
ask
first
you,
class.
would you rather sit on a train and go to work and then work a nice, comfortable desk job where you probably, I'm assuming, make a very, decent, livable wage?
Yeah.
Or would you rather drive an hour to work, work for 12 hours in the hot fucking sun, where they yell at you for taking breaks, and
You're in a
you're working
shoe
so
store, not the
hard?
sun.
No, I worked outside in the fucking yard cleaning toilets at a fucking, it was hot. It was the summer. And then I worked at the shoe store. I worked at the shoe store after that.
Yeah, I'll take my
Absolutely.
I will take my desk job.
The shoe store one was tedious in its own way because everything had its own particular place and you were still standing on your feet for 8-9 hours a day. On a hard concrete floor. That hurt. Yeah, it doesn't really do much when you have sales outside and someone has to stand outside and fucking monitor the outdoor sales. So that's when I told my bosses, yeah, I have like an actual medical condition where I can't be outside exposed to excessive amounts of heat for long periods of time. I literally have to stay in here. And they were like, oh, that's a thing? And I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. Otherwise I'll die. And they were like, oh, we don't want you to die. And I'm like, thanks.
At least they're reasonable about it.
Oh yeah, I was looking up Totodile, and I just realized, if any Pokemon was to deserve a Mega Evolution right now, it would have to be Feraligatr. And all it would need, all you have to do is just keep Sheer Force as its ability when it Mega Evolves, give it a bit more defenses, and then invest the rest in speed. Like, I gotta look at his stats.
I don't know about that, man. If you have Dragon Dance, then
That's the
you
whole
don't
point.
really
But the
that
whole
much.
point is that Fraligator is too slow, and its defenses are too frail to make it any sort of dominant threat. You need 2 Dragon Dances to even be able to outspeed basic competition. And at that point, Pokemon can still outspeed it. Like
Yeah, I think
assuming you have a speed-friendly nature, assuming it's jolly-natured, its max speed is going to be 280. So with 2 Dragon Dances, it'll be at about 560. Assuming.
That reminds me when I was battling Kuro during the stream, his Rhyperior outsped my Ludicolo. I have no fucking clue how that was possible, considering Rhyperior should be slow as balls. So I had a 6 Ludicolo team because I was using the Mirror V team. His Rhyperior Mega Horns, 3 of my Ludicolo in a row, KOing all of them.
And then I get lucky with the defensive Ludicolo surviving. Pop Rain Dance, spam Scald, win.
Yeah, if you want Fraligator to be a threat, 20 points to attack, 10 to defense, 20 to speed, 20, 10, 20, and then 20 to special defense, and then the other, 50 to speed. And then it keeps Sheer Force, and then you do 1 Dragon Dance, and Sheer Force gives Waterfall extra power. I don't know, Fraligator's already a one-trick pony, so you might as well make it a Mega Evolution that has an even better, set. And then it can learn stuff like Ice Fang, and like Thunder Punch, and all these moves with status effects that it can learn, that with an increased attack and speed stat with Sheer Force would make him even, harder to deal with. He's just not very competitive.
I think Milotic needs one more. Or Milotic or Flygon. They actually
Milotic would only get one on the basis that Gyarados has one and that they're parts of a pair. The same reason why Flygon should get one, because Salamence is its match.
And Dragonite, which will probably never get one, for whatever reason.
Because regular Dragonite with Marble Scale is actually okay.
That being said, what Megas could be introduced into the Sinnoh remix, aside from Mega Weavile, which is a given considering Cyrus is strongest?
Obviously the 3 starters.
Oh yeah.
I think that's more or less a given, though.
Yeah. I would definitely assume a Mega Luxray.
Yeah, Tristan hates it for some reason. Oh no,
Yeah, he says it shouldn't be Electric Dark, and I'm like, why shouldn't it be Electric Dark? I go, seriously, Electric Dark with the move Big Jaws, or Strong Jaws, and then increase its speed and increase its speed and defenses, and you have a fucking tank. It can learn Spark, it can learn Wild Charge, it can learn all these things. I saw a video where someone was like, give it speed and then invest more in its special attack to make it a mix attacker, which I am perfectly fine with.
Oh no, it shouldn't be a dark Pokemon because it uses light to see in the dark or whatever. No.
It's like Tristan, the thing's
what
fucking black.
reason?
He's like, he said it was based off of something, and I'm like, no. And then you and I were like, no, it's based
Did you
off
go
of
to
something
Wikipedia?
completely different, you dumbass. Yeah.
And it says
Like-
nothing about what he thought it was, but it says
Yeah, he said it was based on some kind of, like, he said it was based on, like, the Morning Star Lucifer or something stupid like that, and I'm like, are you a fucking idiot? Of course, I'm asking rhetorical questions.
Well, it's kind of already a guarantee if it's Tristan, an idiot, and,
I mean, I'll give him credit sometimes. Sometimes he pops out good stuff, but, like, that's, like, 10% of the time. So, like, 9 out of every 10 things he says is going to be absolutely retarded.
what's a Ferrari.
Yeah, keep in mind this is being recorded.
Yeah, well,
Don't care.
Okay.
he knows.
I'm
He knows.
just letting you know.
He knows. He knows that I have problems with what he says. It's fine.
You also discussed Mega Staraptor. You said change it to a fighting type and give it Scrappy.
Yeah, make it fighting flying, and give it scrappy so that way it can get through ghost types. And since it's already since it would already lose its normal typing, ghost moves would affect it anyway, so it would really make a difference. I just think scrappy with close combat would definitely make ghost types kind of go away. Like specifically, like think of Mega Sableye, how it's a Ghost Dark type, and it would used to have no weaknesses, but it would always have to fear a Mega Staraptor, because what would it do? It would what's the biggest thing for it to do? It pranks your Toxics as it Mega Evolves, but then you Mega Evolve. Yeah, no, you'd have to still wait a turn, so you could like set something in. No matter what you do, your Pokemon's getting poisoned, but it would definitely have to think twice.
Mega Toxicroak would fuck it over if that's Scrappy. But I don't think Mega Toxicroak would have Scrappy. I can't imagine what it would have, actually.
I can't imagine either. I can't think of anything. It would probably be some move they made up, or ability they made up. Like how they made up. Like how they made, like, I don't know. If I could think of any move it would have, I don't even remember if Toxicroak's a physical Pokemon or more of a special. I think it's more physical, but people use it for mix. People use it for mix because they can learn Nasty Plot, and that's kind of viable. I can understand why people would do that, because it kind of throws the game off. Yeah, it's a physical Pokemon, so like Tough Claws, any move that makes contact gets double, and its big staples like Poison Jab and and like Drain Punch, Brick Break, stuff like that. If it was to get anything, I would have to say that definitely something like the Tough Claws would do.
I think it's high time Crobats do a Mega Evolution.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Pokemon and Mega Evolving, I mentioning this because I have the game next to me. I have the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon game, and I have had it since my birthday. I've had it for over a month now, and I still haven't finished it, because the game is so fucking difficult. No, it is one of the most difficult games I've ever played. It is a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, where this is where not having exploration is a bad thing. It is a completely story-driven game. You can obviously do the exploration parts when the main story is over, but like you're gonna finish the main story before you're even level 30, and it is so fucking hard. And there are so many cutscenes that you can't skip them. So if you fuck up and you lose, and you have to go back, you have to watch all the cutscenes over again. I'm stuck on the final boss, and I lost. And it's ridiculous. The final boss has like 2,000 HP, and each one of my attacks is like 50, and you can't control where your partner goes. And it does this move where it highlights certain tiles, and you have to go to the non-highlighted tiles to avoid damage. And, oh my god.
If I've said this in chat before, like, that may be challenging, but the absolute most challenging game involving Pokemon I've played was this one in Pokemon Reborn. Now, the most difficult gym leader in this game. The game uses field effects, okay? So, the fire gym leader, she is on this field. That's event. Alright, initially it's a superheated field, which, of course, use a fire move, it gets boosted to double its power. Water moves get reduced, and when you use a water move, you create steam. That steam reduces the accuracy of everyone on the field. Then she uses Lava Plume on her first turn and turns into a burning field. Guess what? Water attacks only do 0.33% of their own damage. Fire attacks do 2.5%, 2.5x damage. And she starts the Darmanitan with Flare Blitz.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and she has a Drought Ninetales in her team. That's fun.
So what about getting like a Rhyperior or something?
Dude, I have used ground Pokemon and Pokemon that are heavily resistant against Turf moves before. That Darmanitan just, it wrecks so much. And I even tried Blaziken out, and then she just throws out Belt Box, and there's that. Like, the only way to beat her is if you have a Pokemon that can outspeed her Typhlosion and use Rain Dance, because Rain Dance will stop the superheated field from turning into a blazing field. And then you need to use Pokemon faster than Typhlosion to use Blizzard, which you can't get in that game. The only Pokemon you can get that naturally works Blizzard is Wall Ring, so fuck that. And that'll turn it into a normal field, so you don't even have to worry about the fire effects after that. The problem is fighting with them. And the story in this game is absolutely fucking incredible. Like, it's dark as hell. Like, you see this gym leader commit suicide after his daughter finds out he's the agent of this evil organization and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucking dark. Then you see another gym leader try to commit suicide because she found out that this other gym leader only pretended to be her lover so she would go into depression and kill herself. Which is sweet and all, but when she finds out she gets license, she tries to do it anyway. I mean,
Am I the
They
only
had
one who
all
does this? A little off topic, but
Hmm?
when I want to get excited for something, I'll watch like anime openings, sort of like psych myself up for the anime. Does anyone else do that?
Sure, definitely. Which, like, what things in
I mean-
particular, though?
I don't know. Like I'll just like if I like I'm. It's like if I want to watch something, but I'm not sure about it, what I'll do is I'll go. First thing I'll do is go watch the anime opening, like the opening or opening themes, however many it has, to sort of like get my see if if I like the the music it puts forth and the content in the opening looks interesting, then I'll kind of give it a shot. And that was just something on the back of my mind. I just didn't know if anyone else did that.
Yeah, no, I've done that a couple times, sure. I even use my anime openings in the background when I'm, like, playing a game or reading something, or if I'm doing line arts.
And
Yeah,
obviously,
it just gets me more motivated, but yeah.
yeah, because like I just got done with like Fate Zero, I decided to look at the Unlimited Blade Works openings, and then I got to the one for the Blade Works second season, and it's like one of the best openings I've ever heard in my life.
I haven't heard of them. I guess I should look them up.
It gets me.
You're not gonna watch the
I'll just-
original Fate Stay Night by Dean, are you?
Miss told me not to really bother because he said it's really convoluted, and it's what they did was they took a bunch of like different like routes,
Yeah.
like different paths that the characters took and sort of made it all into one. And he said Unlimited Blade Works is one specific path, and it fits way better. And he said it works obviously way better with Fate Zero than. He basically
that's what he told.
said was
that's
watch
what-
it if you really love it.
That's what he told me too. The only reason I watched, that's actually the first Fate series I watched. I watched because Kuro told me it's best if you watch it in production order because you'll understand things better and you'll probably enjoy the later series more. And he's pretty right. I do think Fate Stay Night, the original one, was bad. But I do think that probably, one of the things that helps you watch Fate Zero is watching the original Fate Stay Night and knowing how everything ends up.
See, I don't know anything about. Obviously, I'm not going to watch the original Fate Stay Night
Yeah,
because.
I wouldn't bother if
But,
I were
like,
you at this point.
Yeah, I don't see the point because the Unlimited Blade Works is, more direct.
Yeah.
And Miss said it's also apparently really, really good.
I
Not
would-
as good as Fate Zero, but it's still good.
I've heard that. Yeah, I would. It's good, is what I've heard. I do think Fate. It's gonna be hard to top Fate Stay Night in general.
Apparently, the first thing I have to watch is the prologue episode. There's a prologue episode. Wow. What a good series. Like, I've been blowing off all my schoolwork and stuff just to watch it because it's just been on my mind, so I couldn't, focus.
Oh. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. On that wiki earlier, Cyberpunk versus wiki, apparently Darth Vader and a TIE fighter can beat the Gundams. Like any Gundam fighter. According to the versus wiki.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have a test in my history class on Monday. Because she said before we have our tests, she will give us the essay questions to study and sort of figure out because it's really hard to write like 2 essay questions in 80 minutes when you have a full multiple choice test to go beforehand. So, but I didn't get my essay questions, and the schedule says the test is on Monday, but I checked my email and they're not there, so I'm kind of just like confused.
Yeah, I'd be the same way if I were you.
Every trainer has a choice, so listen to that voice inside. I know the battle may be long, winners may have come and gone. I will carry on, yeah, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream keeps us together. This shows that you and I will be the best that the world's ever seen. 'Cause we'll always will follow this dream. And now this battle has begun. It's far too late to run and hide. And though the ones I face are strong, I'll leap into this fight head on. I will carry on. Whoa, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream will never sever. It will carry us up high, straight up into the sky like a beam. 'Cause we'll never give up on this dream. Okay, on. And though the ones I face are strong, I'll leap into this fight head on. I will carry on. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream keeps us together.